Okay, so this series may have been funny at the start, it may not be missed now due to the fatigue from the series, but I thought that today would be a good time to look back at this series and rank the games from worst to best. This list will be based off the overall fun I get from the games, but also the content in the games and especially the events and how good they are. So let's get on with it. So this one, just looking at the main menu, you already know what to think. This is just another minigame collection. Going into single match, we have technically 16 Olympic events and 9 Dream events. Playing the Olympic events is just boring though, and the Dream events aren't much better. Before I started planning ideas for this video, the only event in this whole game I really remembered was the Winter Sports Champion race because of you changing gear throughout the game. This game also brings back the classic character roster we've had for 4 years and 3 entries by this point. No changes, no nothing. The story mode for this game also just happens to be similar to London 2012 on the 3DS story as well, where we fight the shadows of the characters, whereas London 2012 had us fight against fog shadows. Actually, I retract my statement, these two are nothing alike whatsoever. The game also has medleys where you compete in 4 sports and try to get the most stars. This game also has online, but I don't think anyone really wants to play a bad sports game that sold less than 1 million copies and released 9 years ago on a system that only sold 13 million units. Other than that, there's not really a lot to say about this game, just don't buy it in 2023 unless you're a collector. Wii U really wasn't great for Mario sports games, with Sochi 2014, Mario Tennis Ultra Smash, and this game all releasing within just over 2 years of each other. Where else do I go with this one though? I guess I could start with the tournament setup in this game, which is where you'd go against other random Mii CPUs in your quest to win at a certain level in the sport. I don't hate this however, and I used to really enjoy this mode in this game. I also enjoy a fair amount of the music in this game, as it feels like a breath of fresh air compared to the rest of the series. Okay, I've gone too long without being negative. The main multi-match this time is Hero Showdown, where you can pick either Team Mario or Team Sonic to compete in a random set of events. But why can't I just play with any team I want? I'd rather have Wario, Waluigi, Sonic and Silver than be forced to keep Vector, Blaze, Amy and Eggman. But I suppose at least the character roster got switched up a bit. Certain events have guest characters, but why can't I just play as them when I want to? There are also a lack of Dream events once again. Instead we've got dual events, and a whopping 3 of them at that. Football here is okay, but other than that, the rest of the events just have better versions elsewhere in the series. Probably because I enjoy football on a console with button controls for a 5-minute match. There are also loot boxes in this game where you gamble away your coins and rings. Well done Sega, start them off young. This game's okay in short bursts, just nothing really beyond that. This will probably be a controversial one, but honestly what does this game have other than single match, circuit mode and mission mode? Before you go to the comments saying, oh the Wii one does the exact same in terms of modes. Well, this one is just touchscreen and buttons, whereas the Wii one was motion controls, which in 2007 you had to be honest, it was quite cool seeing Mario and Sonic help you burn off energy, but that would never happen in the DS version. At least compared to Rio and Wii U, there are actual Dream events here. I always liked Dream Platform the most due to how funny it was we were just sending cartoon characters thousands of feet down from the sky without a parachute and into water. Hello everyone, it's Editing Ice here, and I just did some research, and actually Dream Platform is in the Wii version of this game, not the DS version. So, I'm an idiot. But yeah, carry on, I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. That makes me sound psychotic. We also got Circuit Mode, where we compete in a selection of events and try to go for the most points. And Mission Mode, which just gave us a bunch of missions to complete. These are both fine, but other than multiplayer, what else really is there? I guess there were the records and emblems you could get, as well as being able to play mini-games and learn facts about the Olympics. But if I really wanted to do that, there's this really boring website called Wikipedia. Also, I know this is the DS, but the sound is so compressed it actually hurts to listen to sometimes. The character roster is also a bit small, but this was the stepping stone, so fair enough. It's an okay game, just nothing really groundbreaking, unlike a certain game we'll get to further down the line. Our first game with a proper story mode in it. Also the game in this series that I've played for the least amount of time. I don't really have that much to say about this one due to only having played it for a total of 2 hours and 38 minutes. I guess the wide variety of events are cool and the plus events are alright, but like with the 2012 Olympics on 3DS, why do I have a small selection of characters to choose from instead of the whole roster? Like, they added Birdo in, and I can't play as them for every sport. Why? I want to play as Birdo in boxing and absolutely destroy Bowser. There's a pocket marathon which tracks your steps into a marathon, but this has been redundant since the Switch launched. No one has taken their 3DS for a walk since March 2017, really. Other than that, I just don't know what to say, and I think my 2 hours and 38 minutes playtime justify that. Take basically everything I said about the DS version aside from Dream Platform. Oh everyone, editing Ice here again, and keep the bit about Dream Platform in, because Dream Platform's in this game and not the DS version like I previously said. Okay, bye. Up-res the graphics, increase my tolerance to listen to the music, and add in motion controls. Other than that, this game is basically the same. The reason I put this where it is though is because of what it signifies. I mean sure, after 6 console versions and 4 handheld versions, yeah, seeing Sonic and Mario in the same game is nothing special. But in 2007, it was really cool seeing 2 of the biggest icons in gaming in the same game, even if it was just a sports minigame collection. Mario and Sonic may have been rivals all through the 90s, and that still carries on here, except they are just rivaling in sports. Also, this opening cutscene, man. It's a cinematic masterpiece for 2007. Pretty much same gripes here as the DS version as well. Just the sound's better, and at least I am exercising a bit in this game. Story mode again. This one, like I previously said, is nothing like Fighting the Shadows in Sochi 2014. Nah, instead we have fog shadows, which are really different, guys. We see more colour with these ones. Anyway, this game has a lot of events, 57 in total, but no dream events unfortunately. That's honestly the biggest letdown of this whole game. That, and the fact that I can only select 1 of 4 characters before an event. But then again, the selection in this game makes a lot more sense than it did in Rio 2016 on 3DS, as the characters here are put into 5 categories, rather than being Mario, Sonic, me, and then 2 random Mario characters and 2 random Sonic characters. You can also collect badges in this game, which I honestly loved doing as a kid, especially when I'd get like a character badge, and when I could get those rare badges that are on the second page. It actually felt like there was something to work towards in this game. There's just not a lot else in this game though, but I always do have a good time when I play it. Just I wish there were some actual dream events and the character issue was resolved. The graphics here look good, so does the UI, but I guess after 3 years and 8 months and a lack of a 2018 winter version, and the transition onto a new console, what else did I really expect? We have the option here to play online once again, which I don't know how many people played on this near launch, but when I tried joining a room when researching for this video, however, I was unable to find any active rooms. Local player is here as well, just being a way to play between switches like we had with the DS and 3DS, but I don't know how well that runs either. I would assume it runs alright though, as it doesn't have to bear being run on the amazing, no-fault service that is Nintendo Switch Online. There's a nice story mode here as well that has a relatively dark plot when you get down to it, as everyone's worrying about the battery dying in the device. But then again, here's my main issue. Only 3 dream events? Really? I mean, the 1964 events are okay and kind of replace the dream events, but my god, I prefer standard ones. This game also brings back the guest characters, but once again, just let me play as who I want. This game's still good though, regardless, and there is still quite a bit more to do than there are with some of the other games in the series. Looking into this game critically, it surprisingly holds up. The graphics still look quite good for a Wii game, but this game also happens to have a really solid events as well. And would you look at this, it actually has dream events! The weirdest one by a mile being dream gliding. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a glider in the Winter Olympics before. This game also has the festival mode, where you would choose a character or 4 characters in your quest to be the Olympic champions or whatever, and you would occasionally fight off rivals from getting in your way. It was a fun diversion away from the main single matches. However, this game also added in party games, which might not do a lot in terms of how points are given out, but they were a nice change of pace. You could also go shopping for costumes for your Mii to wear, decals to decorate your snowboards, skis, etc. A music shop where you can buy music from in the game and some music from the Mario series and the Sonic series, and the library where you could buy pages to learn about the Olympics. But like I said earlier, there's a super rad website called Wikipedia. This is just really fun. Even the announcer sounds really excited. Just listen to how he exclaims some of the names of the events. If you're going to play any of the console versions, I'd say play this one, or this one might not have had as many events like its 3DS counterpart, or a story mode, but what this game has is indisputably the best Dream events in the series. All of them nail the fan service. Dream Hurdles takes place in Battle Rock Galaxy from Super Mario Galaxy, Dream Sprint takes place in Bingo Highway from Sonic Heroes, and Dream Equestrian takes place in Moo Moo Meadows from Mario Kart Wii. Every one of these Dream events are incredibly fun to play, and I'll be honest, the vast majority of the Olympic events are at least good in this game. Also, I don't know if this is my UK bias coming out here, but I really like London Party, where you fight to get the most stamps by playing the events. You can also change your Mii's costume once again here, and it feels a lot better to do in this game for me compared to in Vancouver 2010, as you just go to an option on the main menu and do it through that instead of having to go to the boutique and do it. I don't really know what other things I can say at this point that haven't really been said about the other games. I guess the issue here is the lack of anything substantial. No medleys, no missions, and especially no story mode. But guess what managed to fix even that? Was this really much of a surprise to anyone? This game has some pretty solid Olympic events and Dream events, the standout one for me this time being Dream Snow Machine, because just like with Dream Gliding, I don't think I've ever seen a snow machine in the Olympics before. We also got 4 new character additions from this and the Wii game, which were all welcome additions in my opinion. We also got given the party games here, which I feel are a lot better to do than they were on the Wii due to the lack of pointer controls. However, the real thing that puts this game far above all the other games in the series is Adventure Tours. This single mode gives Bowser and Eggman a real purpose to being here at all. They both team up to try and stop the Olympic Games due to not getting invited to participate at all, which I just thought was quite funny. This mode always used to annoy me because of the challenge where you had to move an ice block in Polastraits. Yeah, I could never manage to do it. That was until a fateful New Year's Eve in 2013, when I managed to beat the section and carry on with the story. Since then, the amount of hours I've sunk into this game surely shows how much I love this game, and how great it really is, even after it just being another sports minigame collection featuring Mario, Sonic and their friends. Did you agree with my list? Comment down below what you would change about it, and whether you would want to see the revival of this series with Paris 2024, or if we should let it rot like it already is. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.